Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at Puffin Forest's worst games I've run. This is a video I might be literally taking notes on. As in, if you see me pause and it's like, why is he doing that? I'm literally bringing out a sketch pad and I'm writing down notes on what not to do because, no, I'm not running a game right now, but it's going to be one of those references of, okay, how do you deal when things go bad? And you might be the reason, and I'm definitely not saying that because I'm currently in a D&D campaign and I kind of expect I'm going to party wipe everyone. Yeah, I ran a Wild Mage and I looked up some of the things on the Wild Mage table. D10,000, guys. Yeah, there is a lot of usage of the things that are probably not survivable at any level on that table. And I apparently lucked into a DM who likes doing all that. And while I'm enjoying the hell out of it, I'm assuming my party is literally planning on murdering me. I hope I mean in-game. Yeah. So, yeah, taking notes on this one. If you haven't already, though, there's a link below to the original video. It's Puffin Forest. This is one of his true-to-form, short, little summary videos. I'm only saying a 13, 14, whatever minute-long video as a summary because I just finished all of his Curse of Strahd replay, and he got into the weeds on those, but I really enjoy it. It's like, this is cool, seeing all of the detail and minutia and doing everything. I'm geeking out. I'm completely geeking out. I'm aware of that. And I kind of want to run Strahd now just to see how I would handle that. And I'm assuming it would be bad. Yeah. So we're just going to jump right in. If you haven't already, again, link below. Have I mentioned that? Yes. Have you already hit it up? The answer is yes. Oh, great. Because that'd be weird if you hadn't already. Because you definitely did. Yeah. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. At the time I'm saying this, we're at like only less than 1,000 viewers or subscribers. Yeah, subscribers until we hit 50K. I might be a bit excited. That's why I'm straining myself to that. Instead, when we actually hit 50K, you'll probably just hear a random loud geeky noise reverberating throughout the world. That is me destroying my lungs and my throat in one really quick go that I'm not going to regret at the time. Later, when I can't speak, maybe a bit. We'll deal with that in the future. So just jump right in, guys.
A while back, both my friend and I had just gotten out of convention floor, having run our D&D games.
Oh.
We met up afterwards, and she noticed how traumatized I looked, with that mile-wide stare in my eye. And also the fact that I was huddled into a ball in the corner, questioning my life choices. She asked what had happened.
I mean, I knew he was going to talk about it being bad, but this is, this went from I thought he was making a joke to, oh no, he means this is something that legitimately hurt him. Oh. Oh no.
And I let her know that the game I ran was one of the worst ones I've ever run. Which led to a conversation, if that one wasn't the worst, which one was? And
what happened?
I realized that I had never told the story of some of the bad games that I've played in / run on the YouTube channel. I actually tend to focus on the games that turned out okay, which might be surprising to some people. Well, I'm going to be telling a few of those stories because there's not one.
Considering he just did the entire thing about Curse of Strahd, and that ending for his character Garo was literally just a giant pile of ironic depression. And that doesn't count as the worst. What the hell, man? Also, what were you doing at a convention floor? That I'm guessing it's a one-shot game, maybe a couple days worth if they keep coming back? How bad could that get in just a couple of days?
One particular game that is the bottom of the barrel, but a collection of them. What I'm going to make is a worst games I've run series with multiple entries.
String of turds.
And each video is just going to be one story. So, this particular journey starts off, and I decided to run games for this convention. A lot of the conventions that host D&D have a policy that if you agree to DM a certain number of tables for them, they will pay for your badge.
Ooh.
For this convention, you had to run 6 tables to get free entry.
A lot of tables.
I said that sounded pretty cool. I signed up for 6 2-hour time slots.
That is a lot of hours DMing. Granted, with how I've seen DM go, or actually, is that like just a single hour of play for 12 hours, or is that like just 2 or 3 sessions? Oh god, no, that'd be really rushed. Oh, I think I see where this is going. Because a lot of the time I've seen these tables, it goes a lot faster. But if you're doing a actual campaign. Everyone's having fun with it. It goes like 4 hours easily. So this is going to be very rushed, and it's going to screw him up, isn't it? Yeah.
I didn't realize at the time, but the schedule is actually pretty rushed. Of the 4-day convention, one of the days I was busy. That meant that I had 2 games on each of the 3 other days. So my plan is
2-hour
I'm
games.
going to be trying to enjoy my time at a convention while also playing for 4 hours.
That
plus setting up 1 hour each.
doesn't
makes 6 hours.
seem more...
Plus
Oh,
reading the module
God.
and taking notes.
Forgot about the prep.
So 8 hours means it's basically like working a full day while spending time at the con. In addition, I didn't realize another problem until I was talking to one of my friends.
What?
I was discussing my schedule, showing them my portfolio of handouts and materials, and she goes, "Why didn't you just sign up for the same module? That way you only needed 1 copy."
I'm sorry. I was under the impression he was just running one session and just repeating it with different groups a few times. So, unless I'm missing this wrong, he's doing 6 different 2-hour sessions of 6 different modules that he has to prepare for. And instead of having just 2 hours of prep time each day to get ready for it, it's 2 hours per session because he has to prepare for a completely different module each time. You know what? If he can even just get there on time and not start foaming at the mouth by the last 3 sessions, and I would say 3 as being optimistic, I mean, he's doing better than I would assume, because literally the amount of work he just put on himself sounds... I don't want to say what I'm thinking because it wouldn't be something you would have a problem with. It just would physically hurt to say, and... Also, the sheer smug in the drawing Puffin did of his friends, like, oh, that would be so easy if you did it this way. And he's just like, I hate you for not saying this sooner. It makes perfect sense, and I hate myself just as much for not thinking of it. Yeah, I love his expressions. But damn, that actually just... I don't DM, mostly because I'm very new to the hobby, so I haven't really got the handle of it yet. 2, even I know that's putting a lot of pressure on you. On top of already having a very busy schedule, on top of having a rush schedule where you only have a 2-hour session. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Why couldn't you have brought that up a week ago? If I were to run the same game twice, that would have saved me time.
Love his
and I would have
face.
only needed 3 or 4 modules. But now, because I'm doing 6 and they're all different, I need to read all 6.
Oh,
also,
God.
an issue was that I'd just come off of a busy vacation. So I went on to vacation, came back, and had a day to prep for 6 games.
Oh, God, he had to read
Plus,
6
I'm going to
modules
be
in
at
a
the
day?
convention doing stuff. So, yeah.
Modules can get pretty
It's
big.
a disaster waiting to happen.
You know, just homebrew
The
one of
prep
them
day, I
and
only
fuck it
read
around,
4
man.
of the 6 because I wanted to prioritize the upcoming ones. The first 5 I ran, it went fine. I mean,
Okay.
they weren't bad. They're okay. I mean, it's fine. What do you want me to say?
Okay, I'm just going to be completely upfront here. 5 out of 6 going well when he had a day to read all of them and a couple hours ahead of time to prep, and like all of the pressure he's putting on himself. If only one of them went bad, I'm giving massive props to Puffin on this one. That's actually kind of impressive. I mean, I know he's telling you a story about how bad he is, but just based on all the prep work he's told us about and how freaking horrible his situation was, I mean, 2 modules repeated 3 times would be doable, but difficult. He did 5 of them pretty well. Like, and it's for a convention. You don't expect great, amazing things because you don't have the time. It's rushed, and it's random people you don't know. So it's just, if it works well, great. The fact that he did 5 of them right, I'm giving him massive props here. Ben, that's kind of impressive. And by kind of, I mean, no, really, it is actually impressive keeping that many things straight. I mean, if it was me, I would randomly just throw in a dragon to end it because at this point, I just want it to end. And honestly, if you're running low on time, that might be able to get some kick out of everyone. If you just randomly have a dragon model, it's like, oh, by the way, dragon attack. Ah! Would I be a good DM? No. Massive props to you, though. That's actually impressive.
I finally get to the last one.
Yeah?
I pull out the packet. I'm
Love the
tired.
art.
It's
Just on
Sunday.
the table.
I'm going to be running in an hour. I'm going to be going home in 3
So
hours.
it's his very
So
last one, too.
That's all I care about. I give it a glance.
Yeah?
I'm actually going to be fetching some of the details in the story because I don't want to be trashing this module too hard.
Oh.
As I read through the
Or
adventure
the
summary
Dragon
and
Queen?
skim through the details, it looks like they want the players to track down a mysterious gang, ask around, find the leader, fight a little bit, then talk to a guy. I said, that's cool. It's a nice little mystery.
I've actually heard about this module. I'm pretty sure this is actually Horde of the Dragon Queen. I've been told, because I haven't played it myself, that it is linear. And of course, individual players just assign to GTFO and do their own thing can actually make it better. But on its own, it's kind of, it has some high points and then it doesn't. I don't know much more because I've been trying to avoid spoilers. But based on the spoilers I haven't been able to avoid, this is Horde of the Dragon Queen. And the fact that I, who have only played technically two actual D&D campaigns, and neither to completion, I died the first one and the second one we're still doing, Vandelver and the Death House in Strahd. Yeah, even I know about this one. It's kind of notorious.
Turns out later, that wasn't the case. But I don't know that yet. The players arrive at a town square. We're supposed to be asking for information.
A dryad?
As they enter the scene, I'm like, give me a second to just read it. And I want to just generally mine for all the important information. And then, as I read, I slowly get this sinking feeling in my chest as I start to realize, oh wait, I can't direct them to any important scenes.
It's shit.
Because nothing here is important. The total module runtime is about 1.5 to 2 hours.
That's pretty
fast.
fast.
The town square scene basically says, kill 45 minutes of the player's time talking to NPCs. I have nothing to give the players because they're in the wrong location and they don't know it, and it doesn't give the DM information. Like, they're supposed to come here in the module, they're supposed to come here and ask for info, but I can't give them anything because it has nothing for me to give them. And so I get confused, but I realized when it said that this scene was about the PCs gathering information, they're technically right. They're gathering information, but not the information relevant to the case. Random snippets of info. What the module expects the PCs to do is that they will go up to each of the NPCs and ask, hey, tell me about yourself.
What?
And the villager will just disgorge all these facts, talking about the boat, the house, the marriage, how the farms are doing. They're just supposed to talk at the players for 45 minutes. And this has nothing to do with their quest.
Okay, never mind. I'm pretty sure that's not Horde of the Dragon Queen. And if it is, oh god. I'm hoping this is like just a one-shot that I haven't heard about. I heard it, Horde, from what I heard, was railroaded and bad, but it started off really interesting really fast, and then it just kind of didn't do much. But this is, now I can't approach this from any DM knowledge, but I can approach this from knowing how to write. Literally got a master's in fiction. This right here is a giant pile of why are you doing this? Literally, if I submitted anything during my master's program about this, it's like the opening half, the greater majority of the first half was literally busy work and absolutely useless. And I'm just sitting here going, yeah, no, this is pain. And I feel so sorry for Puffin because basically, unless he decides, screw it, I'm doing my own thing, which honestly at this point sounds like the right option, this is just bad. And he's set up to fail in this case. That's just useless. And the setup on the part of the writers, it's like, why would you just, it's like, oh, by the way, we're just going to tell you all the shit, none of it matters, it's not interesting, and there's no plot hooks in here because we explicitly made sure there weren't, unless the DM homebrews it. And since he's doing this at convention on their timeline, he can't really do that, from what I've seen.
Since the scene is just role-playing, I can't even do a surprise combat encounter because there are no enemies or fiends in this area to pop up. And since this is AL, I can't just start suddenly manifesting a bunch of monsters out of thin air. According to the module, the players are supposed to talk to all these NPCs, just get these random snippets of information, and then this guy just shows up, sees you talking to people, and says, hey, I noticed that you guys like to talk to people. Well, why don't I give you someone else to talk to? And then he takes them to the head gang leader. So I sort of play out the town square scene. It's 20 minutes. The players are really, really trying to help me out, but I'm struggling to give them stuff to do before they go to the next location. Once we move on, I breathe a sigh of relief. I'm thinking to myself, finally, we're on track. We're talking to this head gang leader. It's the next scene. But
It's actually talking.
Here's the problem. As I start combing through their information, I slowly get an even deeper sinking feeling because it turns out it's the wrong gang leader. So you basically go up to this guy and ask him for info, and this dude has no idea what you're talking about. It's someone completely unrelated to what you're doing, and he's essentially just a dead end.
Can't believe I'm about to say this because I really enjoy playing lawful good characters, just lawful chaotic and just lawful in general, or good in general. This is a great example of a module that would be better served by the entire party going murder hobo. Yeah, just unleash your inner murder hobo. Don't even hold it back. Like, have a sudden alignment shift to evil and act on it. The fact that he has to clarify, no, this is a correct thing to do, they're just being dicked around by the actual module. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I thought this was War of the Dragon Queen, but no, this is so much worse than I expected. I don't even want... Please, for everyone in the comments who's like, oh, no, it's actually the X module. Don't. It's like, on the one hand, I would like to know so I could avoid it. On the other hand, I'm kind of afraid to find out because then I might look up more info and realize, oh, no, Puffin might be too nice right now. This is just bad writing on the designer's part. It's just obviously bad writing. It's not even a matter of, well, we made a mistake or maybe it doesn't work well. It's like, no, literally anyone could have told them. It's like, oh, by the way, just randomly talking to people. Why are you talking to them? Because you can. Okay, we're going to talk to this gang leader. Oh, we're going to do that. Oh, I don't know. He's useless. He's the wrong one. We're intentionally giving you the wrong information. This is literally causing pain. I don't even think it's a matter of Puffin. It's just, I hope he gives up and homebrews something because this is useless. Absolutely useless. Whoever thought of this needed to be fired.
And he then talks about other information and stuff in the city that's not relevant to the players at all.
Yeah,
and that's
that guy's
expected to
face
kill
sums
another
up.
25 minutes. As you leave the cave empty-handed, you finally get met up. The only actual plot-relevant person who just shows up once they do all that and tells them to go to this lighthouse. And the actual gang you're looking for is off somewhere else, just doing whatever nefarious things they're doing.
So literally none of that mattered,
And that's
which
where
we
the
knew
module
already.
ends. So we're playing for a little bit, and they're done in an hour. The players, I love them. They're trying, but I got nothing to give them. They say, thank you for the game.
You gotta just screw around here.
I pack up my stuff, leave.
Just start stabbing
and a short
people.
while later, I'm whining about it to my friend. After that game, I realized I really shouldn't rely on my improvisation too hard. I came to realize that thinking that I can just go into any scene and just bullshit my way out of it doesn't make for the best games. If I have enough time to plan, I can put thought into the character motivations and encounters, and the improvisation is like crack filler that kind of smooths out issues in the narrative. But I'm
just going to say right here, just as a standby, because it's at a tournament, or not tournament, a DM convention, or I guess D&D convention. You know what? At this point, it's so much shit. Just say, you hear a loud sound in the distance. It's like a growling that is shaking the trees. And then you hear the beating of wings and the smell of sulfur and charcoal on the wind. And then just say, oh, by the way, dragon attack. Like, not even going to lie right now. Just to liven up, do that. I mean, at this point, it's so much BS. It would be worth it just to end that shit. I mean, yeah, you're probably going to die, but it's going to be way more exciting than, oh, we have to do what's not even as exciting as a fetch quest for almost 2 hours. Yeah. Like, literally random dragon. Does it make sense? No. Does it fit? No. Is it an improvement over what's already there? Because at least with the information Puffin's given, this is literally a pile of shit. Yeah. I love how he's giving the players so much credit. It's like, yeah, they're trying to make this fun. It's like, yeah, they realize how much pain the DM is because he knows how dumb it is, and they're just like, yeah, I regret this. And you can see on the faces that he gave them, it's like, oh, wow, you're useless. Stab. Yeah, just no.
Gotta have something to work with, anything, some skeleton underneath, or else it just doesn't hold
It's
together.
a ghost. There's nothing there.
The sad part is, with that game, even if I had read it beforehand, I would still have to run it because that's what the time slot was. And even if I had switched, someone else would have to run it.
You just
If
gotta
you show up
homebrew
at
this
3
shit.
p.m. on a Sunday, that's the game you're gonna get. Part of the problem is that you have DMs and the coordinators. And the coordinators are the ones that pick out the modules, but the DMs have to run them. So you can have this issue where coordinators like, I've got 12 weeks to fill, so they get a 12-part series for all the slots, but they don't know which ones are good and which ones are bad. There was another story I can remember where I got assigned this module. I read it. And 5 days later, turned it back to the coordinator like, I can't run this thing because I can't read it. I'm going to talk in abstract details and fudge some of the info so that I'm not trashing someone else's work.
What?
Okay, so the game is a mystery.
Oh?
Fine. I like mysteries.
Yeah.
There are all these characters running around, gathering clues, and trying to investigate this scenario. The problem comes in that the module is written in such a way that it does not tell the DM what is going on. It tries to put the DM in sort of the position of the player's perspective, where it's like, ooh, you don't know what's going on. So when the characters are lying...
Really? It's like I can get that for the character side, but the DM wouldn't know either? That seems like it would be really easy to fuck up. As in, literally, the guy who's running the campaign should probably know, hey, this thing you're doing, it's a thing, or it's not a thing. That seems... Better still than the previous module he talked about, which I don't want to know the name of because I thought it was Dragon Horde, but I could be wrong and I want to not be corrected on that. Yeah. Okay, I'll give them credit. This is an interesting take, and you can tell they put thought into it. It's like, ooh, yeah, we're going to make it entertaining for the DM as well to find out what happens as we go along. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And, I mean, from a reading perspective, yeah, that would be. From a actual making sure the game works perspective, seems like a mistake. But at least I'll give them credit for trying something interesting to engage the DM, to make it interesting for them to play it almost in their own way as a DM, as a player, as opposed to a DM as the guy making sure no one else is dealing with the bullshit. Which, unfortunately, is what the DM needs to do regardless, so it's kind of hurting themselves. But, yeah.
Lying or being deceptive, it doesn't tell the DM which statements are true and which ones aren't.
Oh.
Something magical or strange will happen, and it doesn't let me know what's actually going on. Because I couldn't figure out what's happening, I had no idea how to run it. Here's an example. There's a scene where the players are talking to this guy, and they ask, hey, how did we get these tattoos on us? And the guy goes, oh, must have been that bush. Okay.
Light the bush on fire out of
makes
habit.
no sense. There's just this bush. Is the bush magic? Doesn't say. Did the players ever run into the bush? Doesn't say. What do the tattoos look like? Doesn't say.
On-off symbol. Nice.
How did the players get the tattoos from the bush? Doesn't say.
Just light on fire and move along.
When did the players get the tattoos? If it was a while ago, why did they not think it was weird? You'd think someone would be concerned about it if they just
How do you
suddenly
tattoo
got all
fur?
these tattoos
No, seriously,
all
can
over
you
their
even do that?
body. Well, I guess they are concerned. They just asked now. Funny thing is the bush doesn't appear in the module later or before this point. The entire purpose of the tattoos, from what I can tell, the reason why the bush is there is that there's this character who's a tattoo expert, so they have to get him into the story, and then later the tattoos just kind of go away.
What?
At least I think that's what happened. It doesn't tell me if it goes away. Like, why? I tried writing in all these scenes to make that scene make more sense. Like, maybe the villain tripped all of them, and they fell into the bush, and now they have the tattoos on them. But if that's the case, why would they need to talk to this guy to ask where they got them from? Wouldn't they be able to figure that out? And also, the villain's supposed to be hidden. Wouldn't they find that suspicious? Or, hey, what if the bad guy, collected branches and leaves from the bush and then poisoned the players? But he doesn't want them to talk to the tattoo expert, and the tattoos don't do anything. So why would he do that? I mean, I get it. It's magic. But, how am I supposed to run this when I don't even know what's going on? All of that
You just have to
overshadows
BS at that point.
the
pretend
major
you know,
problem.
But it's just less fun that way.
Why the fuck is there just this random bush that
damn it, why
gives
is the bush
people
with eyes
random
making me
ass
laugh?
magic tattoos that don't do anything? Another thing which was infuriating was that there was this entire mystery that's leading up to this mysterious guy. And there's
Yeah?
all these clues that trace back to this guy.
He doesn't have a
A
name, does he?
guy who totally doesn't have any relevance to the plot. It turns out that all the clues were just a coincidence.
What?
You know how the villain stole the journal of this guy? That seems like it's really important. It's not. And later on, you see a pendant, and inside it's his initials. Why does it have his initials? No reason. The locket is a reference to another game that the players probably didn't play. And witnesses say that they saw his boat nearby.
So in other words, this isn't the first game in a series. This is something like, oh yeah, we have all these other games you definitely played of ours, so it's all these little shout-outs that you'll know, and we don't have to explain them because they're just little shout-outs for fun, for people who played X campaign prior to this. Yeah, that's fun. No. Still giving them props for that. That's a really cool thing to have little shout-outs to previous events, just because it's like, hey, yeah, you did this. Here's something for you to appreciate. On the other hand, as Puffin is running this in a setting where it's just a one-shot, I'm still giving this one more credit than the previous one, because the previous one was legitimately horrible, as he described it. But this one is, not as well thought out as I hoped. Had thought put into it, just not good thought. Just less good thought. Just less.
Who is this person? This person was just in the story because this is a follow-up to another module a year and a half ago, and they're trying to work him in, so they have no relevance to this story.
Which is dumb.
That is one of the most annoying things as someone who runs AL modules, is when I see pages and pages of details about something and then find out that all those details are about some other module that is not related to this one and has nothing to do with what we're doing. Anyway,
They should honestly just have,
I had gotten
by the
handed
way,
this module and
everything
asked to
in
run
X
it.
color is just a
I
reference.
read the thing several times, and it was such a mess. I couldn't make heads or tails of it, so I ended up changing my time slot so I wouldn't be the one to run it. So,
Some other poor schmuck.
success? The players would still have to play it, but at least it wasn't me. And that's all that matters. Yay, me.
Still got stuck with that
After
last
the
one.
fact, before writing the script, I'm taking notes, thinking to myself, you know what? My memory's not so good, and old Ben was probably too busy. I did kind of have a habit of skipping around and skimming before, so it's probably not that bad.
I have a feeling that whatever he's about to say is going to be very depressing. Not just to us, because we realize, all right, just listening to this entire spiel, that, yeah, no, it probably is going to be that bad. It's going to be depressing for him because he had to realize, no, my memory's that bad. I was being too nice. I just feel for Puffin right here. This is not a good situation to be in. This is just bad. At this point, you got to go to the organizer and say, yeah, I'm going to run it, but I'm also going to bullshit a lot of shit in here, and you're just going to deal with it because I'm working for free. Deal with it.
So I downloaded the module again and read through it several times again. I didn't misremember it. That's what's in there.
Yep.
After that incident, at another convention, I was given another module. I made sure to look online to see what it was rated.
Oh, God, another one?
1.5 out of 5 stars with 20 ratings on it. I just...
Not a lot of ratings.
Okay. I saw that, and I slowly started handing it back to them, going, no, 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 no.
Yeah. So if I'm getting anything out of this entire series of Ben's probably doing, and considering it's the first episode, that's not a lot yet, it's that I should be very afraid if I ever get to the point where I feel comfortable DMing to ever go to a convention. No. Like, literally, this sounds like horror stories. Because he even mentioned he had yeah, we got a bunch of them. I skipped on one, so I didn't have to deal with it, but it was horrible. But the other one I didn't read well enough, and it's like, oh, this is bullshit. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Oh, God, why? No, please stop. No. Yeah, no. I feel for Puffin on this one. This is hard to watch. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm laughing. It's like, this is funny to see someone else suffer. And it's like, oh, God, it's so bad at the same time. Yeah, I'm actually taking the note. I'm just going to write it after this one, too. Be very afraid of modules in conventions. Like, look up what the module is if they have the name of it in advance and see, hey, do you want to sign up for this one? Chances are, maybe not. If it has a low rating, run. If it's a DM that you know and is willing to bullshit things in advance, probably won't happen because you're at a convention. Maybe I'm wrong. Also, it's 2020, so there's no conventions anyways to worry about. This was the before times. Oh, God. Yeah. Just the second one, it seemed like you could make it work, but you'd have to know what to cut out of the story altogether. So you'd have to read through it really well and then be aware of what was a reference and what wasn't. And it wouldn't be good unless the DM had previously run the aforementioned previous campaigns that were just referencing it. It could still be usable. That first one, though. That was a pile of shit. Just going to put it up there. The writing was bad. The expectations of the players was bad. Everything about it was bad. Literally nothing about it was good. If anything ever good came of that, it's because the DM decided to screw the rules and do their own thing because they have improv. And they would have to explicitly screw the rules because that entire module just from what Ben showed, I just... Oh, God, no, that was legitimately pain. No, just no. Friends don't let friends do that. Whatever that was. So yeah, if you haven't already, link below the original video. Make sure to hit up. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on this channel as well, because you definitely did. Yeah. Oh, God. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.